Good afternoon, everyone. It's Michael. Again, I just want to say thank you for all the comments and the views and the subscriptions. I really do appreciate it. Another big shout out to JH. If you haven't gone to check out any of his videos, or if you're coming here from his channel, I just want to say I really do appreciate all the views. And thank you to JH as well. He's kind of been like a mentor. Like, me and him have contact, and he's a really cool guy. His intro to his videos and like the music and the way his personality is projected, I don't have that, but that's what drew me initially to his videos, was that he just seemed like a genuine cool dude that I would be friends with. But moving on, I just want to say thank you. Today I wanted to cover going to the driving course. Someone mentioned driving test. If I'm incorrect and someone watching this video has gone through a test, or if I'm wrong about any of this, because when I went through, it was 7 years ago, 8 years ago. So I want the most current information for now, for someone to going through it now. I want the most current information, and not any old information that I went through. But specifically for me, it was a 3-day course, some in classroom, learning, and then there was a lot of in parking lot, actual in the vehicle learning. There wasn't really a test. I mean, at the end, they kind of have you go through a little bit of like a test, but it's really not a pass or fail. It's like, do you comprehend this stuff? Can you actually execute reversing in a straight line? Can you deliver to these 4 practice boxes without hitting any of them? Can you check your blind spots? Can you do all these procedures in a certain way without making an error? And if you can't, like, say if you didn't check your blind spot, the instructor should be outside the vehicle instructing you what to do right then and there. But I mean, a lot of this is common sense. And as long as you can reverse in that vehicle and check your blind spots, because that's one of the key things, and I hate to say it, is that the post office really is concerned about like pedestrians around you, especially children. So look out for everyone that I've known that have gone through the course. They take an orange cone, they stick it underneath which would be the passenger, which would be the left side, because you're training in the right side, or you're training on the right side driving vehicle. They'll put a cone under one of the mirrors, or they'll stick a cone in the back. So just make sure you're checking all your blind spots. A lot of the time, people hit the cone, and the instructors won't fail you, but they'll just point it out and be like, hey, like, everyone hits that cone during training. That just goes to show that all of your blind spots, that this vehicle does have a lot of blind spots, which is true. All these vehicles have a lot of blind spots. But other than that, there's no really prepping for the driving course. You're going to go to the course, you're going to do a lot of classroom, you're going to do a lot of in parking lot training. Just pay attention, get familiar and comfortable with the vehicle, because like I said, it's not really pass or fail. So get as comfortable as you can with that vehicle and the blind spots and everything, because once you go to your shadow day, that's 3 days too, and then you're going to be thrown out to the wolves. So you're not going to have a lot of time to really actually get super duper familiar. A lot of the time is going to be a week, 6 days a week that you're actually going to be driving that vehicle until you're on your own. Another thing is I wanted to cover today was something really funny. Somebody asked me if I could do a day in the life of how I work. And that was by Tulani P. I think that's how it is. If I butchered that, I'm sorry. But that was really funny. I asked her if she really was trying to get me in trouble. Because even though I do a lot of things by the book, there are a lot of things that I don't, that are just not, feasible sometimes. And I could get into another video about, certain things like that. And the supervisors and the postmasters know all this. So, that's another video, but I really do want to do that. I don't know how interesting it would be. I'd probably try and cut it down to like, I don't know, maybe like 20 minutes. I think my videos are like around 10 minutes, but I don't know how interesting it would be to you all. Other than I'm really friendly with my customers. They know me by name. They have my cell phone number if they need me to pick up any outgoing mail, or there's an older lady on my route that will leave her groceries in her trunk, and because she's really old and she doesn't have a lot of strength. I saw her one day and I helped her out, and so now I told her, like, hey, anytime you have that water in your trunk or anything, just call me. But that's one of the pluses about the job, is that you get to know people, almost like family. So I do want to do that. But another comment that I kind of wanted to go off of, I knew my last video was way too short, but local wide, he asked me if I could go over how to learn the routes quicker. And that was on my last video about how to make yourself more of an asset, on top of being available to the post office, and on top of, learning fast. A way you can learn the routes quicker is casing. It's going to be frustrating a lot because you're not really going to know how to case faster unless you're familiar with the route. And to be familiar with the route, you have to do it constantly. So as a new person, as a new CCA, or as a new worker, you're going to be thrown around, a lot. And it's going to be frustrating because you're going to feel like you're really slow at casing. And that's even if they have you case, because some of the people that started at my office, they don't make them case right away. They'll give them a 10 o'clock. You show up at 10 o'clock, and by the time they show up, the route is completely ready to go. And all they really have to do is just put it in the LLV and then head out onto the street. But once you do start casing, the best way to do it is, normally in some offices, they have what's called a coffin. Another video has covered this, but it's called a coffin. They put all your pre-sort magazines and all your pre-sort mail in that coffin. A lot of times, offices differentiate between having a coffin or just having a tub there full of pre-sort stuff. But it's usually all the bundled up magazines. You want to start with those first, because those will tell you the layout of the route. Those will start at the beginning, and they'll go, in order to the end of the route. So you would want to start out with those first, because it's going to give you the layout of it. And then after that, you move on to all your non-pre-sort stuff, which is why I tell you to do the pre-sort stuff first to get you familiar. Also, to learn the routes fast is something I learned in the military, is slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So at first, you're going to want to go really fast. You're not going to want to be that slow person getting all the help, and people, the supervisor sending you help, or you're out there until really late. But it really is true. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So just remember that. And if you can move, if you're sweating all the time, because when I first started, I was sweating all the time. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, like it's dripping down into your eyes. With the times coming, I know it's closer to the holidays, you're not going to be sweating, but you're going to be freezing cold, but not where I'm at, because I'm in shorts and a short sleeve shirt still. But if you can just move with a sense of urgency, or like move with like some speed, and intensity, that goes a long way too. A lot of people like to do 5 miles per hour in between mailboxes. I'm not saying speed to the next mailbox, but that extra mile per hour, like 6 miles per hour, makes a difference. Obviously safety is paramount, so be safe, and you'll learn that in the driving course as well. They'll tell you the exact mileage that you should probably be going. And other than that, you'll get the feel of it. Like when you go on your shadow day and you see the regular going at that speed, go at the speed of that he or she is teaching you at. And then eventually, when you become seasoned, you'll be more comfortable and you'll go at your own pace. But this video has been a little bit longer than what I wanted. I know I was kind of rambling at the end there. Anyway, but thank you again, everyone. JH had a lot of good things that he touched on with the postal pay myths, with career versus assistance and PSEs. And I'll put all that information in the thing down below. And again, I just want to say thank you for all the views, and please keep the comments coming, because I'm here to help. Anyway, see you later.